and how am I going to celebrate? Oh no.
Yeah, because it would have been his first senior try, so it would be massive for the kid. But I'm sure that's to come for him still.
Every time saying his name, I thought they were saying your man Hanley, and I was like, oh no, that's his name, isn't it, Jemima?
Yeah, but certainly didn't drop any of the high kicks. Put under a lot of pressure with the kicks. He was up against a much taller winger on the other side, and managed that battle really well. So promise there for the young kid, and playing out of position because he's a centre or a fullback traditionally in his academy days. I've never actually seen him play on the wing before the Salford pre-season game. So yeah. Final thing for me on this game is the highlight moment, which is obviously the Zach Hardaker try with the great bust, break and burst of pace from my man Liam Farrell.
Man Farrell?
Yeah. It was great, wasn't it? It was a bit opportunistic. It was
all right, I suppose.
There'd been like a strip on the ball carrier, which I can't remember which of the forwards it was that took the carry in. There'd been a strip by Fafita. The ball kind of found its way to Farrell really behind that, and he was getting set for the next carry, I think, from just a normal play of the ball. But he picked up a loose ball. He showed great footwork, a little bit of dancing, a little bit of stepping backwards, then a great handoff to get through the defensive line, and then he showed a good burst of pace, a backline burst of pace before the composure and skill to give that pass to Hardaker for a well-deserved stroll in for Hardaker, who played really well as well. So yeah, Liam Farrell, highlight man, obviously.
Yeah, he got lucky. He did all right. So also on Thursday night was Hull KR and St Helens. Another one where St Helens are the away team, but they're playing at their home ground.
Yeah, I mean, they had to get dressed in like the boxes or something, didn't they, rather than in the dressing room? That's the flip around on it.
Think, come on, RFL, sort it out.
Well, it's the Super League if we're criticising anyone for decision making. Because the RFL do enough to deserve criticism. Let's criticism for the criticism for those things.
Yeah, it's just a little thing that just, I don't know.
Yeah, because it sort of feels later on in the season when they can have it the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I don't.
Although the flip side is St Helens will have had to put money into being able to host the games, probably bring staff in, put stuff on, and Leeds have for these games that the other clubs haven't had to absorb those costs. They've been able to furlough match day staff and that sort of stuff. So swings and roundabouts, I guess. But it's just weird, isn't it? It's just weird.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't think it would have made a lot of difference whether they were the home team or the away team. As it finished, Hull KR 0, St Helens 25, after Saints leading 10-0 at half-time. And the referee was Robert Hicks. Stats-wise, Saints won the numbers across the board, over 250 more metres, and for the second week running, keeping their opponents to less than 1,000 metres. They had a better average gain and team tackle success, more breaks and fewer errors. Individually, Tommy Makinson with 6 tackle busts and 123 metres. Jack Welsby with 1 try assist, 105 metres and 3 offloads. James Bentley with 46 tackles, 15 of which were marker tackles. And Johnny Lomax with 1 try assist and 114 metres. For the losing Rovers, Sean Kenny Dowles made 153 metres and 7 offloads. Matt Parcell made 42 tackles, 11 of them were marker tackles, and 114 metres. Dean Hadley with 47 tackles, of which 12 were marker tackles, and George King with 46 tackles, 10 were marker tackles. In terms of fan views, Joshua was quick to get in there and point out that Saints dominated possession and Rovers were second best at the end of the day. Although there were no Saints standout players, Saints still easily won.
David Hunter said there will be a battle at the bottom, similar to 2019. Hull KR needs some wins over Lee, Wakey and Salford to survive. This result doesn't matter. The gulf between the top 6/8 and the rest is widening. I thought St Helens were just clinical and KR were perhaps brave, but really, is this what we want in a sporting competition? David asks. The same teams competing at the top and the bottom with rotating trapdoor for the worst club. We know David's not a fan of promotion and relegation, and his rhetorical questions are kind of pointing at that. And, you know, I've gone on record before saying promotion and relegation isn't my favourite method, but David, it's a sporting culture in this country, unfortunately, so it is what people want.
Yeah.
Overall, sadly, for me and you, David, but not for most people.
Joshua's granddad said KR made their usual start and were 10 points adrift before we were even comfortable in our chairs, offering very little in attack. At least the defence worked up and held the Saints out for a while before a final capitulation gave the score a more reflective score. First nilling of the season.
Aidan Stalker, our friend from the Emerald Isle, said, I'm never going to get used to St Helens being the away side in that ground. I'm not sure I will get used to the 6 again rule either. There are times when I have no idea why it was awarded, but it benefited St Helens tonight, so I'll take it. Lachlan Coote is a big loss for Saints, but Wellesby is really taking this opportunity and playing very well. The 6 again count was 4-3 in this one, but
right, yeah.
So.
St David said 10 minutes of very slick rugby, then more of the unflinching defence and patient attack that characterises the champions. 12 points conceded in the last 4 games. There will be bigger challenges ahead, but a good score. COYMS.
Does the M stand for Mingin?
Motor services? Come on, you motor services.
I think it's come on, you Mingin Stains. I think.
Fair enough. I'm sure he'll put you right when... Is it next week?
Next week, yeah. Tom Andrews said, everyone freaking out because we couldn't score on the champions at home, brackets, at home but not at home, close brackets. I'm not worried at this stage. Everything is fine. Totally fine. Cries in a corner.
Paige said, well, that was shit. And is that a smiley face?
It's a laughy face, yeah.
Okay, looks like a little alien on my screen. Glad I didn't have to sit and watch it with Tom. Can only imagine how mad he would have been getting. Bet he wished this match didn't record either. And then another laughing face.
We got another one in as well, a late one in from Mike Webster at MikeWeb58. He said, odd game as Saints looked on fire for the first 10 minutes. Game then became start and a tackling practice session for the champions. 1 try conceded in 2 games is ominous for the rest. Bring on the cup holders next.
Yeah, I mean... So, the east of the city has gone into fair old meltdown about how awful it was. And I actually think, they're being a bit harsh on Rovers there. They conceded 10 points before I think, the match officials were even out the tunnel, didn't they? And then that was it for the rest of the half. They held them out. They admittedly didn't offer anything in attack, but they didn't concede any more points. It could have easily been 40 or 50 by half time. And then, Saints took the 2, so clearly we're a little bit concerned, and then dropped a goal. So I think, you won't hear me say it often, but I think people are being a little bit overcritical, really.
And when you take into consideration they lost 2 of the forwards to head knocks in that time, and Saints only started scoring tries again once there was the sin bin, which is where Aidan was getting at, actually, wasn't he? They had the 3-6 agains all from George King, and then poor old George Lawler did the 4th one, very quick succession, and went to the sin bin because of George King's inability to clear the ruck, basically. So yeah,
I mean, I do feel quite dirty saying that.
Yeah.
For the record, I'm fair and I'm unbiased.
Well, this is your, like, what's the word? The this is the outlier for you. This is the what's the phrase? The one that the one that proves the rule or something. The
We've got no idea, have we?
I can't remember what the saying is, but that saying that everyone will be shouting at us. But yeah, you were relatively impressed by the fight from Rovers in this one.
As far as relatively impressed, I just think maybe not quite as bad as everyone's saying. And Saints clearly showed them that respect. Taking the 2, they could have tapped it and run. I think, to be perfectly honest, 25-0, if after... Because they went to 10-0 after, 8 minutes, 10 minutes? I think if you had said to most Rovers fans, I'll tell you what, you can have a 25-0 loss, they'd have bitten their hands off.
Yeah, and I was kind of ready to sort of zone out on the game.
Exactly, yeah. I was thinking that, I've watched Wigan and Wakefield putting this on now, and then 10-0, I was a bit like, oh, really? I don't know if I want to watch this. It's just going to be one-way traffic, and it wasn't.
The other thing to pull out of this one, I think, is the unfortunate-looking injury to Elliot Minchella. Looks like a serious knee injury, so we wish him the best there. And
that's not good for Rovers either, is it?
No, the vice captain, is he, this year?
I think, haven't they got about 15 vice captains?
Well, they need a good leadership group, don't they? Really, you need people to pick each other up when they're going to be losing most weeks. So you can't. It's difficult when you start losing one of your leaders in the side, a player who did do quite well the week before as well.
Yeah.
I think Barry kind of over-egged it when he suggested that Elliot Minchella turned the game the week before. I think Catalans did as much as any Rovers players individually or collaboratively to start the turn of that game, but he certainly played well off the bench in the first week, and so it is a real shame for a player who definitely should have got his Super League chance earlier, I think, in his career.
Yeah.
Anything stand out particularly for you as a highlight try or anything like that from this one?
I think, again, Saints, it's very difficult to pick out a star player, isn't it? They were solid across the park, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I don't remember anyone being awesome. The Jack Wellesby try in the first half, the second try, that there was a lot of good ball movement there, wasn't there? And at that point, it looked like it was going to be a procession if that sort of play was able to continue. That was pretty flashy.
Yeah, it was. I think, if I was going to pick anything, it probably would be that one.
Do you know, I can't even remember the rest of them.
No, that's why I was going to pick that one, because that was the one I could remember.
Okay, let's move on from two one-sided results on the Thursday night to a one-sided result on Friday lunchtime. Warrington 44, Leigh 12. It was 22-0 to the wire at half-time. James Child was the referee in this match. In terms of the team stats, huge stats for Wire. Over 1,800 metres, over 9 metres per carry average gain for 10 clean breaks. All clear wins over Leeds numbers. Big scoreline was to be expected from that. Individually, Toby King, 2 tries, 1 try assist, 179 metres. Gareth Widdop, 2 tries, 2 try assists, 120 metres, 2 clean breaks. Rob Mulhern, 157 metres. Chris Hill, 147 metres and 3 successful offloads. For Leigh, Adam Sidlow, who I'm going to mention now, he came out of this game again with credit for Leigh, and it shows that it shows to me he probably wasted those years that he was outside of Super League when clearly he was up to it at this higher level. 1 try and 134 metres for him. Lewis Tierney 120 metres. Blake Wallace 120 metres and still a daft haircut. We didn't mention, actually, credit to the young halfback at Hull KR, Mikey Lewis. He sorted that out, but Blake Wallace hasn't. Matty Russell 6 tackle busts and 101 metres. You can get the first fan view on this one.
So EFC78JU said, that is more better compared to Sunday. Brilliant performance from the Wire today. I need to give the credit to Leigh for fighting back in the game and avoiding getting nilled. My man of the match would go to Widdop for this game, and also the Wire did not make and mistake as much as Castleford when we got beaten to them on the opening day. Keep it up, Warrington. Get in there.
Very good job of adding the punctuation. I love